Howdy, I'm Ashley, this is my husband John, and our new shooter Greg, and we're going to be doing a video on introducing a new shooter to shooting. John?
So this is Greg, he is our new shooter, and he is a real new shooter. First thing we're going to go over is the 4 basic safety rules. Number 1, you treat every single firearm as if they are always loaded. Number 2, do not ever point the muzzle at anything you are not willing to destroy. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until you are actually ready to discharge the gun, or if you like, keep your booger hook off the bang switch. And number 4, which is very important, be sure of what is in front of your target and beyond. And those are the 4 safety rules that we're going to be going over with Greg.
What we're going to actually start Greg out on is the way that I started off in Boy Scouts, which is with a bolt-action 22 rifle. Now I know this individual happens to be well over 6 foot, probably tips the scales at over 100 pounds. Don't care. I start every single person off on a 22 bolt rifle because I don't know how recoil sensitive he is. You do not want to scare a new shooter by going, here you go, here's my 50 BMG or my 45-70, and have it scare the ever-living crap out of him. That's not fun, and he's not going to want to continue in the sport or anything in the culture. Remember, he's new. We don't want to scare him. Now, if he happened to be my buddy who was a SEAL team operative, don't have any of those, but if you happen to, yeah, you might want to mess with him and give him a 45-70 and watch him shoot it because it's funny. But he's new, so we're not going to do that. Now this is a bolt action. You said you had shot one of these a little bit in Scouts. So obviously it still works the same. Bolt down, locks it up, pull the trigger, bracket for every single shot. Back is safe, forward is fire. This is a V-notch sight, no magnification, no nothing. So you take the top of your blade here and line it up with your top there, center it all up, pull the trigger, and have some fun. And this is your magazine. The magazine you insert into the bottom of the rifle, and that is your magazine release.
It's effective.
Very effective. So if you want to go ahead and drop the
So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to bump him up from the 22 long rifle to a 5.56. Now this happens to be a bit different because we're no longer in a bolt action rifle, we're in a semi-automatic. This happens to be a Sega or Saiga, depending on how you pronounce it. It's based off of a Kalashnikov, so it's the AK-47, blah blah. The big difference is your magazine racks in there like that and it locks in. To operate the weapon, you have a charging handle that you're going to pull all the way back and then you just let it go. And that'll send the round forward and the bolt and everything else. Your safety is here. It's a big ol' honking safety. Semi-auto, so every time you pull the trigger you're going to get a new round until you run out. Then it's actually going to lock back and you can pull the trigger all day long and you hear this king, king, king. It does have a low magnification optic. You can use it if you want to, but the way that this rifle is set up is you can actually, there is a hole here, you can look through it and still use the iron sights. When you have a new shooter, you definitely want to show them how the gun actually operates because not everybody understands it. And an AK is different than an AR, which is different than a SCAR, which is different than an FN, which is, you get the point. The reason I'm doing a 22 to a 5.56 is because I want to see where his recoil sensitivity is. Because if I just bump him into a 12 gauge, again, I don't want to scare him away from the shooting sports and the culture. So with that, Greg, if you take this magazine here, you're going to roll it in, and it's going to make the click, and that's when you charge your handle. And I will let you catch there. Yep. It helps if you, on the AKs, if you grab the bottom of the mag and kind of pull back.
Okay.
So what you'll have to do now is, with an AK, you can't charge it with the safety on.
Right.
So if you feel comfortable,
okay,
you can rack this back,
okay,
and you will be ready to go.
All right.
And what I do with an AK is I'll actually grab it up here on the foregrip,
okay, with
my offhand. So right there, yep.
Okay.
And then I take this hand here, grab it, and just pull it back and let it go forward.
Okay.
Don't forget your ears.
Yes.
Ears are also very important. It's going to be a little bit louder. It's going to have a little bit more kick.
Okay. So just back.
Back right into the pocket, yep, just like with the last one. Put that on safe real quick. One thing you might find helpful is, because he is such a big guy, if you want to put your hand further out here,
okay,
and also when you're shooting, if you want to go ahead and actually lean into it a little bit,
okay,
that might make it a little bit more comfortable.
Okay.
But other than that, you're doing really good.
All right, thank you.
That should be a little safety there.
Farther out like this.
Yep. There you go.
That's fun. Good times.
Okay. How's that on the recoil?
As far as here?
Yeah.
Definitely feel it a little bit, but
not too much?
No, it didn't scare me off or anything, for sure.
Okay. So what we'll actually do, so we don't completely abuse you, is we're actually going to transition over to a little bit of handgun.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and do some shotgun and
awesome.
Slap your shoulder a little bit harder.
Ashley again, and I'm going to be showing Greg some stuff about a handgun. One of the first things here that's important is your safety. When the red dot's showing, it's on fire. When it's back, it's on safety. The other thing here is this has a safety decock feature, so when the hammer's back and it's in single action, you can move the safety and it will decock it for you. So, with this, when you go to grip it, you want to hang on to here, put this thumb up forward, right on top of it. You want to lock this arm out and put it into this hand and bend it, get your stance. You can kind of lean into it, makes it a little more stable for the shot. So, I'm going to put the magazine in now, so you have some ammo. Now, to be able to get a bullet actually into the chamber, we're going to pull it back and let it go. Now we have a bullet in the chamber. So I'll go ahead and let you put your ears on. You will still use the sights the same way. Right now it's on safe, so you're going to have to put it on fire once you're ready to shoot.
Okay.
That, you're going to want to move your thumbs down a little bit so the slide doesn't get them. There you go. But you don't want to move down. And it's ready to go. You just want to squeeze the trigger.
Okay, so
lock your left There you go. And when you lean into it, it'll help absorb that shock.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sensitive.
That's the single action now. Again, this is my H&K that I keep trying to steal from him. As you can see, I'm doing a pretty good job here.
Not gonna happen.
So this has the same features as the Versa that I just showed you. The only difference is to decock it, it goes all the way down. Okay, so right now, that's on safe. The red X is on fire. And then if you wanted to decock it, you would put it all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and load this up. Now we've got one in there. See how the hammer came back? We're going to go ahead and decock this. There you go. So your first shot, again, is going to be the double action.
Okay.
Your second shot will be the single action. You'll notice this is a little bit bigger, so it'll fit your hands a little bit better for that hand grip that I was showing you there.
All right.
Don't
Ears.
That's it. Thank you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Now you don't want to put your hand in front. There you go.
So,
So it's got a round in the chamber, so you're ready to go right there.
okay. And the safety is here.
So it's on the red X, so it's
it's-
on fire. It's going to be double action.
I've got this positioned correctly.
Yep, just keep, this is your slides. Keep your thumbs down, but don't get that one in the trigger. Put it outside of the trigger guard there. Now if you lock out the one arm and bend the other, it's going to do it a little bit better on the recoil.
Okay.
And you can lean into it a little bit.
All right.
There you go. Now you're out of ammo.
Huh.
So you actually have to go up with this thing.
Oh.
And it's this front part here.
Oh.
There you go.
Perfect. That one was really fun.
Yeah.
How much?
A little more fun.
Okay, so we're back here with Greg, and this is actually my carry gun. This is what I usually carry the vast majority of the time. It is a 1911. This happens to be a Kimber model, blah blah. Overall, most 1911s run the exact same way. The big difference is you actually have your grip palm safety back here. There is no decocker on this. There is an ambidextrous thumb ride safety. So when you grip in it and you're shooting, your thumb actually sits on this safety, and hence the term ride. 1911s are predominantly single action, so that means when your hammer is up, you can pull a trigger all day long, nothing's going to happen. Your hammer actually has to be down in a single action. One thing that I am going to stress with a 1911 format: do not ever rack the slide back and just let it drop on an empty chamber. It is not good on the gun. You do it enough times, you will break the weapon, and you will make the owner very angry. I have actually seen people get kicked out of gun stores for doing it. This is your magazine. You're going to put it in here in the mag well. Slam it home. It likes to be seated roughly. Then you're going to rack it. You're going to take it off of safety. Put your sights up. Feel free to bend your knees as you're in your shooting stance. Drive the weapon forward. It's a 45, so it is going to kick a lot more than what you have been shooting. So, you want to throw yours on and have some fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's the weapon. There's your magazine. Yep.
Okay.
So then you are going to grip it, fairly like that. Grab here with your support hand up top, and then rack it on back. Okay. That should have, do a quick press check to make sure it's in there. Yep, okay. Now, when you go back, yep, grip it. And then when you're comfortable with your grip, go ahead.
Is safety on now?
Safety is on.
Okay.
So you're going to come down with your safety.
Okay. I will once I get there. So
Okay.
the grip is...
The grip's right there, yep. And then go ahead, take your thumb, bring it on down. That takes it off of safety. Okay. Slides locked back, you're out of ammo. So you drop your mag. Now, when you take and you load another full mag in, this is where it's okay to actually take your slide catch and drop it on forward, because you're not going to be bouncing the internals. For the folks at home, I'm going to see if I can actually not get this gun to work. You want to step back just 1 second? So with the grip safety, if you're actually not depressing this, it will not go bang. The safety is off. I'm going to hold it down here. All day long, that's not going to go bang. So you actually have to grip it. And then the one thing that I noticed that I would correct you on is you're rolling your thumbs down here like that.
Okay.
This safety, it's literally called a thumb ride because your thumb rides up on it like that.
Okay.
Put them all in line, get your sights, breathe, and then go ahead and squeeze.